Yeah, check 1 2, check 1 2. Is this mic on? Is this mic on? Hey, listen, man, it's the one and only trendsetter DJ Sense, and you're listening to Cocktales, dirty discussions with Kiki and Medinah Monroe. Yeah.
Today's cocktail is called Mom Water. What you're going to need for this drink is pretty simple. You're gonna take 1 ounce of Aperol, or you can use Campari if you want like a more herby, bitter taste, and then you're gonna need a splash of club soda and some Prosecco to top it off. So we'll take your champagne flute and we're gonna add in about 1 ounce of the Aperol. Looks like about 1 ounce. A splash of club soda. I already have one open. Bloop. I'm gonna do another one. Bloop. It's mom water, so you might put this in your Stanley and take it to the soccer game or something. I want you too lit. And then we're gonna finish it off with some Prosecco or sparkling wine. And that's all it is to it. Mom water. Cheers. Well, cheers to the moms out there.
Shout out to all the mamas.
Who have a nice little light beverage for the soccer games in your water bottles, in your Stanleys. I've seen you girls.
You think they have alcohol in their Stanleys at the soccer game?
Medinah. Absolutely. They sell a cup on Amazon where it's like you put your hard liquor inside of this thing and then whatever you want to mix with, and you push the button and it'll release a shot so you know how much you're putting in there. Those mamas are not drinking smart water.
Wow.
They have wine and stuff in their cups.
They are litty.
All those kids screaming. Anyway, welcome back to Cocktails Dirty Discussions, you guys. I am Kiki Said So.
I'm Medinah Monroe. Hey, y'all.
So what you been up to?
I have been, I don't know which episode is coming out first, but I went to Iceland. It was I say interesting trip because of what I'm going through personally. And the whole theme of the Iceland trip was the glow up journey with Jasmine Turner. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her, but she's a vlogger, a YouTuber girl.
I wasn't familiar with her, but funny enough, today when I was getting ready, I was watching YouTube vlogs. That vlog from Iceland popped up.
Really?
So I started it, but I haven't finished it.
Yeah. So she did 2 workshops. One of the workshops her and I did together. And I had the pleasure of interviewing her and getting to know her on a deeper level. She went to law school and ended up dropping out, and then when she dropped out, she was like, everything fell apart. How we were telling Veronica, like, healing processes are not pretty. She was talking about the glow up journey, but really talking about those integral parts where it's like, this is when people do Instagram hiatuses and you don't know where they went, and it's like, yeah, bitch is down bad. Like, and it was just, everybody got to connect in a different type of way. That's what I love about the retreats. And so life has been lifing in my side of the world. And so I'm just in a very interesting space.
So am I. I'm in a very interesting space too. Girl, I'm telling you, she's stressed out or something. Or like Veronica said, she's really happy. I read that too. I don't know what's going on. They say that. I don't know. I mean, I know you love me down, baby, but girl, like, relax.
Girl, that's
you're gonna
your
get flagged on
mama.
YouTube. Somebody in the comments was like, why did y'all bleep out this? I said, because we're trying to be monetized. One, talk about it, this is cocktails. Well, we know what it was. We was recording it, but also we're talking about an animal humping and doing all of this. So like, we can't have all that going on. They're going to shut the whole thing down. Then you're going to be mad about that. I'm going to have to bleep this too and bleep you. You need to calm down. Anyway.
But yeah, so
overall, you loved Iceland?
Loved it. I kind of talked about it briefly last week, but didn't go into detail since we had a guest. But tried several different types of food. We did a volcano, a lava cave tour. It was really cool. It's so cold in Iceland.
I would imagine. Iceland.
Girl, but it's so beautiful. It just looked like Game of Thrones. Like, I wish I could have gone on one of the Game of Thrones tours, but it was far. So yeah, that was cool. It was a very healing trip. I had a moment with one of my friends. Have you ever had like a moment with a friend where it's like, sometimes you need things, but you don't know what you need. And then like a friend will show up in a way that they've never shown up before. And it's just like
I needed that.
And it's almost like you get reminded that like, bro, we all be going through shit. And sometimes you just need a hug and a good cry. And so I got to connect with one of my friends on that trip where it was just really special and very much needed. And yeah.
That's good. You brought me back some salts.
Yes.
I cannot wait to try them. I'll have to report back later, you guys. I got a variety of salts and I love them. And I was sad because I had a bunch of salts. I don't know what happened. I don't know if something spilled or, you know, I'll be having my cousin, maybe he spilled something. I don't know what happened. It might have been me. But something spilled. And so it was messing up the salts and I had a bunch of different ones and I had to throw them away. And I was sad because I didn't get to use them all. And it was all different types of like flavored salts. I love trying them out on different things. So this came right on time. I get to try out some new stuff. And these are different flavors.
What you been up to? How are you?
I am doing well. I have been busy. I got a new job. I still got all my old jobs, so I'm really excited about that.
Congrats.
Thank you. I'll tell you guys more about it later, but I've started working. We've entered production. I'm doing a new show, and it's really different because it's not about me. All I'm doing is interviewing men. Could you imagine that?
Men?
I got a job. Yes, everybody is a Black man. And I said, this is a personal challenge in so many ways, but it's really interesting. I've only recorded one interview so far, but we've got some more.
Are they
lined
virtual?
up. In person.
Okay.
Well, some will be virtual, some will be in person. It just kind of depends. But I'm really excited about it and anxious to see how it goes. I get nervous about everything.
What you nervous about? You do this on a regular weekly basis.
I know, but it's like, it's different. It's a different tone. It's a job. It's not my idea. It's somebody else's idea. And they're trusting me to bring this to life. And then it's also like, it's just different in so many ways, but I'm welcoming different things. I'm welcoming challenges. I told y'all 50 million times, and I'm gonna tell you 50 more times. I was in a really bad rut for a long time. And it's almost been a year, hell. Or I guess it has been a year. And working through everything that I've been going through and trying to come out better, or at least where I was before I got into the rut, has been a challenge. And part of that challenge is me challenging myself to speak up more about the things that I want. It's like, okay, you're unhappy about certain things. You can't change everything, but you do have the power to let people know or to put it out there. People can't help you. Like we've been saying for a while now, people can't help you if they don't know that you need it. And you don't always, every time you try to get help, don't be discouraged, because whatever way you went to try something new, to get the help, to have the opportunity to do whatever it is you want, that might not always work out, but it doesn't mean something better won't come along. Like I've tried different things and certain things weren't working, but I feel wholeheartedly that because I actually started putting in actual effort, opening my mouth, even the stuff that I was asking or who I was asking to help, that didn't work out, but something else came to me. And I feel like it's because I put it out there. I prayed about it, and I didn't just pray about it and hope for somebody to come save me. I was doing things to make changes. And so I encourage anybody to just try it, because what does it hurt? You already hurting. So like, just try it. Like what? We're all trying to figure things out, and that's how life goes. And so that part's really exciting. And I'm excited to see my family this weekend. My niece is turning 15, y'all.
That's crazy.
She is like a grown girl. Yeah, wow. She's in a play. She's in The Little Mermaid.
Is she Ariel?
Absolutely not.
Is she going to sing?
She is singing because she's in the chorus.
I love
So she has
that.
to sing and dance. It's a musical. I can't wait to see it. It started last weekend. So her birthday is on the 16th. I just can't believe she is so grown. I remember when my sister was pregnant, and now she's got this tall girl who like towers over me and is so mature and has so much personality. It's just crazy. And I'm excited to see my family. I did not do a lot of traveling this year. And I haven't seen them as much as I would like to. So I was really happy when some of them came out, but my nieces didn't come. So I'm happy to go home and see them. And then what else is going on? I'm excited about the trip. It's just like time is ticking and I need a vacation. I ain't been on a vacation.
That's going to be fun.
In so long. I was talking to one of my homegirls. She was like, you haven't been to Houston all year. I said, I know, and I miss it bad. I miss it so bad. But if I want things to really change. I used to be there every week. We ain't got to record. We don't have to do shit. I'm going, right? And I would have a blast. But it's like, okay, if I'm setting these goals, and one thing that I told myself, I mean, this didn't come towards the end of the year. One thing is I would like to be debt free by my next birthday. Well, bitch, if you keep spending money like you sell drugs and don't, how you gonna do that? You're not touring this year. Checks ain't coming in like they used to. You need to slow down. Bills go up. You're still renting a place. And rent goes up every year. Georgia Power goes up, which can we get a class action lawsuit going? Because Georgia Power is on some bullshit. Do y'all know that they said that they weren't participating in inflation and now they are? And that's why people's bills started going up earlier this year astronomically. Read them little emails that's going to your spam because they're on some bullshit. Anyway. Bills are going up.
You see how Canva, I mean, this is not Georgia Power, but Canva tried to go up and then they said
they rolled it right back.
Rolled it. Y'all better not be, stop.
Because y'all fucking playing. Okay. I do appreciate everything y'all done because y'all have come a long way. But like, bitch, chill. I'm promoting y'all all the time. Okay. And we use it. So anyway, bills is high and I've got to make changes. I can't do all the things that I want to do. That's why I'm sitting here with 9 fingernails. And last episode I had 10 because one of my press-ons popped off. But I'm like, I've got to make some cuts because there's certain goals that I want. And unfortunately, Captain Save-A-Ho has never come to knock at my door. He don't be sliding my DMs. None of that. And that's okay. Because why should somebody save me?
We got to stand on our own 2 feet.
Just like the women that we come from. Stand on these 2 big old feet. Get them on your good foot.
Tyler Perry need to make a Netflix comedy series about that. And I don't even know if it needs to be comedy. It might need to be a dramedy.
Well, maybe we should write it down. Yeah, maybe we should write it.
Maybe we should write it.
And we just can go on down to Tyler Perry Studios and pitch it.
Sir, we wrote a script about how we standing on our own 2 feet.
And don't steal it neither.
You think he would?
No.
I sent him a DM today asking could he help me. I said, could you help me, Mr. Tyler Perry?
I sent him a DM before and I was like, hey, birthday twin, happy birthday.
I wonder if he's going to see it.
No. I don't think he'd be on there. I think when you got that much responsibility and that much money, what would I be worried about a DM for? Really? I got somebody else to do it. I would rather somebody else filter through my DMs and let me know the messages I want to see and not see it. Because think about like all the good stuff that could come. But imagine how many people say mean things about him. People are mean on the internet, you know? And it's just like, that's a stressor that I'm too rich to be dealing with. Get somebody else to do it.
Yeah. All right, y'all. It is holiday season. And if your love language is receiving gifts, that's amazing. But there's another unspoken of love language, and that is giving gifts, like the type of gifts you give. Are you a good gift giver? I enjoy being a great gift giver. When I get a good gift, I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know I needed this. Those are the best gifts. And let me tell you, the Tushy bidets are one of those gifts that if you give them they're going to be like, I didn't even know I needed this. Like, this is a necessity. It's a luxury for your butthole. Mm-hmm. I didn't know I needed a bidet. First of all, I didn't know that you could attach a bidet to your toilet. So it's like, oh, I don't have to have that whole separate little toilet of the bidet. Kiki, I love my bidet. I use it so much. I really need another one. I really want the travel one. You know they got a travel size one?
I saw that when I was on their website. You guys, Tushy is great. I found out about Tushy a long time ago and I ordered it, right? And since then, they have come out with so many more products. It's all about luxury. They have different types of bidets. They have the travel bidet. They have all sorts of like bathroom and bidet essentials to upgrade your bathroom.
Yeah,
right?
And to make the bathroom experience luxury.
And to keep you from having a dirty butt. Because
that part.
Because even though the flushable wipes are called flushable wipes, I'm sure everybody has had an experience with a clogged toilet. And depending on where you live in the situation, that could cost you a lot of money. Plus, the bidet is way more sanitary. So you can attach it to your toilet. Like Medinah said, you don't have to have like an additional toilet. It's not like embarked. Right. You don't need that. Now, I mean, it's nice if you get that, but it's great that you can just pay a little bit of money to attach this to your toilet. They have somewhere you can have warm water on there. I think it feels really good. Sometimes I just be using it. I didn't even take a poo, but I'm just going to spray my little butt. It feels good. You can adjust it. I like how you can increase or decrease the pressure. Yeah. You can switch the angle. Y'all, it's a life changer. And there's a reason so many people around the world use bidets all of the time. time. We haven't always done that in America, but it's not too late for you to get on the bandwagon. And Tushy has some deep discounts on all of their products right now. So you really need to go to hellotushy.com and see what's going on there. Like clean butt,
Clean
luxury.
your butt.
We're all about elevating our lives. We are elevating our lives
Every
this year,
single
next
part
year.
of it, every inch of that life in that butt gonna be clean and elevated. So give the gift of practical luxury that benefits everyone in your household because everybody can use it. Go to hellotushy.com, use code Cocktales now to grab your deal before it's gone. And don't forget to give us a shout out while you're there, y'all. Let them know we sent you. Go to hellotushy.com. Use code Cocktales and tell us about it. Happy holidays.
But yeah, I don't know what I was talking about, but I do want to remind y'all, I keep saying this because I'm feeling better now. Not great,
glad.
but better. And I keep trying to remind people that it might take a long time. Them healing journeys be looking quick on YouTube. When
as they speed them up.
As they speed them up, or they were on a hiatus for 3 months and now they're coming out of it, so they're back creating content.
Skin
and you
flawless,
get to see it.
hair grown back. Got veneers.
Money looking right. Yeah. And so it's looking good. And so it's just like you got to remind yourself, even when you do get your small wins, be happy for them, be grateful. That's another thing I've been working on, gratitude. It's like I can complain about, I didn't get to take all of my trips this year. Bitch, at least you got to, because not too long ago when y'all knew us then, I couldn't go on no trips. Every bit of extra something I had was going back into this, you know? And so it's like, it's nice to be able to do stuff. It's nice to be able to see people. It's nice to be able to go and have a little bit of comfort and a cushion. It's also cool. The new people that I'm working with, it's mostly women. And I've really been enjoying working with them because so often people act like women can't work together. And like, we've worked together for a really long time, for example. And while it's not always easy, we're still here, right? But we know that it can be difficult. But it's nice to be, but we know each other. So it's like, it's a different baseline for us, I think. And so working with strangers and it not being a situation where it could be catty. I see a lot of the girls who have their corporate jobs and they complain about this. And then a lot of my friends, they tell me about like the microaggressions at work and dealing with all of this. And so it also feels good to not be in a situation like that.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be with different people, a new energy. And I just feel like it was good timing for me. If it had came maybe 3 months earlier, it wouldn't have worked out because I wouldn't have been able to receive it and handle it. And so think about that too. Sometimes maybe when things aren't coming your way that you want, you're not ready to handle it. I had to have an honest talk with myself in the mirror. I was looking cute, so it was easier to do.
It is easy to do when you look cute. When you looking like Harriet, let me not talk about Harriet because she is a staple in the Black community. Ain't your mama? Well, when you
looking
ugly,
dusty and not your best self.
Aunt your mama's family was really mad that they took her off that shelf. They changed the branding
to Pearl Milling Company.
Yeah. They were like, no, we don't mind that she's looking like a slave. We want that check. Yeah.
And then it's confusing because, like, what the fuck is Pearl Milling Company anyway? But whatever.
That is Aunt Jemima.
I just get Mrs. Butterworth now because I know that face. Because who the fuck is this meal? What is it?
I get the glass bottle one, the Whole Foods one.
Oh, the real maple syrup. I like that too. But you know, when the kiddies are around, the real maple is not as sugary, and I just need them to shut up. So anyway, every now and again they work my nerves. I don't know what I was saying. Oh, talking about
when things don't go your way. Sometimes maybe it's not.
Yeah. I was having an honest conversation with myself, and I was like, you know, you say you want things, and aside from putting in work to get them, if they were presented to you, would you have been able to handle it? Would you have been too stressed out or too worried about something else? Would you have been able to manage the time? Would you have appreciated the opportunity? Would you have done what you needed to do to really make it work? Or would you have fucked it up? Things come when they're supposed to. They say that. I also thought I was supposed to get a winning lottery ticket several times, and that didn't happen, and that still frustrates me every now and again. But
I don't buy lottery tickets.
I do. You
My
got to be
sister
in
and
it
my
to
mom
win
do
it.
too. They'll buy like 20 at a time. And
Okay,
I'm like,
I get
y'all
one.
okay? Is everybody okay?
I just get one sometimes when I think I'm feeling lucky, and then I switched it to when I'm feeling really unlucky and having a bad day, I'm gonna buy a lottery ticket because that could be a pick me up. And if I don't win, well, bitch, I'm already in the gutter. So nothing has worked, but I'll probably try again if I see it go really high up on the billboards. I like that there's an app now. It makes it easier. I have won $6 before.
Really?
Yes, I made my money back. It cost me $2 and I got $6. That's a $4 profit. I'm not mad at that.
You better get it.
Anyway, that's the gist of what's been going on over here and trying to curb Whitley's whatever these emotions are that cause her to hump
baby
me.
is feeling her vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I wanted to ask you something about when we were talking about people not wanting to ask for help. What do you think it is that makes us not want to ask for help?
I know for me, the biggest thing is the reminder. And I will honestly say it hasn't even been that many times, but it was disappointing enough. I don't like that feeling. For me, it has been asking somebody for help. They tell you that they will, and then they don't. And that disappointment and the stress that comes with it is just like, I don't even want to bother because that is frustrating. Kind of like rejection, how rejection goes. And you get you try something, you get rejected, and it's like, I don't want to do it anymore. It didn't work out. And that's not good. I'm working through it, but that's what it is for me. What do you think it is for you?
Maybe a little bit of that, but I think for me, it's always, and it's weird to even say this out loud. I think that for me, it's like in certain areas where you need help and people thinking that you wouldn't. Does that make sense? Like, it seems like you just I don't like when people say stuff like that, where it's like, it seems like you wouldn't do this because it's, you don't look like what you might be going through.
What you mean?
Anything. When I need help with anything, it's like,
you wouldn't need help or you wouldn't.
I wouldn't need help. The judgment on that. And then also just like, I guess for me, the feeling would be just embarrassment when I need help with anything. And that's something I've been trying to get out of since before we had Kemi on with the gift of asking and talking about asking. I'm like, but the more I have this conversation with people, because this has been a theme amongst my friend group and just different platforms. Yeah. And the amount of people that just won't ask for help when you are literally exhausted. Like, you definitely need help, whether it's you need a connection or you need some guidance or you just need to talk to somebody. Like, the amount of people that not just me and you, but people that really feel like if you ask for help, it's
something wrong with it
or it's weak. And I'm really trying to get out of that type of thinking because that doesn't lead you to a good place.
Yeah. I said something like that to you and I didn't mean any offense by it. I just wanted you to know. I said something like, I didn't realize you needed help. And I was only saying that not because I want you to feel embarrassed or anything like that.
No.
But it's like to the point of when you do speak up, I wouldn't offer because I didn't think that you wanted it or needed it. And it's something I wouldn't mind doing. So kind of like a reminder, tell me, because then now I got my eyes open for something in whatever it is you might need help with, and I'll know to send them your way. I find it overwhelming when people think that they're helping and they send you a bunch of information. It's like, I don't need help with this. And now you're just constantly sending me stuff. My mama does this. It's very helpful. And I just don't say much because it's my mom, but she constantly sends me these little videos and she's like, this is for your show. This is for your show. And it's like, this is not for our show. But I just let her do it because that's my mama, right?
Same with
but
mama.
It's like 27 messages. We're not talking about this and this is not real.
My mom will send me stuff and be like, you should have this person on the show. And I'm like,
what kind of people does she send you?
It'll be like an old woman that's just twirling a dress. And I'm like, Mom,
my mama does similar thing.
This person on
or somebody's just like, I hate men. This would be good for your show. She said, and I'm like, girl, who is this?
I just be looking like, Mom, what are you talking about? My mom would be like, what do you think about having more people like Elizabeth Gilbert on the show? And I was like, Mom, do you know how many people we've had on the like we've had what what are you talking about? Like, I just don't know
what's the end goal here. What's the end game?
And I know she'd be trying to help because I'd be
Right.
talking about growth. And I'm like, when I was reading in my journal, girl, there was a journal entry that I had where I was talking about Cocktales. And I was like, me and Kiki are doing good, but we don't see no growth in the show. And then we've had conversations where it's like, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it is 2024. And I was like, and so my mom was like, what if you have this person? I was like, this isn't going to help. Like,
You know, I don't be going through my journal, but I love the memories that pop up on your phone.
mm-hmm.
I've been looking at the videos, and sometimes I'll just, if a time period pops up in my life, or I think about somebody from my past, I'm like, when were we really hanging out? When was like a good time or a rough time? Doesn't matter. I will scroll back and look, and when I watch some of the videos, I'm just like, this is my real journal. The random stuff I would take. Sometimes I wouldn't write stuff down because, like I said before, I lose it or I throw it away or it gets damaged. I would just take my phone out and just record myself and my thoughts. And like just like a video journal.
I saw an Instagram post and I absolutely loved this, and I copied her, and the girl did a video of her past self. She's like, hey girl, where we at? What we doing? Did we get over such and such? Are we married? Do we have a baby? What happened with that job? And it's like if you did it now and then when you get to like the next year and then you go back and answer the questions, like, okay, so let me tell you where we're at. We're not depressed anymore. We're not, you know what I mean? Like this is what we got. We paid off our car, bitch. Like it was, I said, oh my gosh, I love that.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna have to try that. Yeah, I was looking through videos. I was looking at the stress in my face, my hair, my eyebrows, my nails or lack thereof. Looking at the people I was around, where I was at, like who was I hanging out with? What was I doing? Is this I'm only going to restaurant era? It was funny because just this past weekend, my friend's husband was in town and he hit me up on Instagram and he was like, hey Kiki, I'm in Atlanta for the weekend. What's some good spots I should go? I said, ooh, baby, I don't know.
Don't ask me.
I'm so sorry. You trying to go eat or you trying to turn up? And he was like, I just want to go like some clubs or lounges. I said, I don't even know. You should have told me you was coming. I would have asked some other people that would know and could have hooked you up. But like, this is last minute. I didn't even see your message. You sent it at 7 p.m. I was in the bed. Saturday is my day. I'd like to nap and do whatever the hell I feel like doing. And I nap all day so I can stay up and watch From at midnight when it's released. And I fell asleep that day because I was just so tired. Last week was taxing. For reference, today is Tuesday, November 12th.
Oh, I was out of the country.
You were. What a blessing. Last week, tornadoes came to Atlanta, to my home, and were swirling through by way of text messages.
Oh, I was like, I didn't know a tornado hit.
You were looking like, wait a minute, bitch. I missed that news report. And I'm going to skip weird sex because we don't need to talk about that. We're just chatting today, okay? We've got guests coming for the next episode and some other stuff. So we've got some things to share. And we're trying to be vulnerable, right? There were tornadoes coming left and right. From sea to shining sea, from the East Coast to the West Coast, up north, down south. It was just everywhere. And I was just like, I just can't take it. I won't go through what I was preaching about for a long time, but there were other things going on too. And I was just like, I am drained in every way. And I was answering phone calls. I was abruptly leaving them. I was a goddamn mess. Okay. I was a wreck. If this was a TV show, this would have been great. I did start writing down. I went on Amazon and I went to Target and I bought several journals and other like notepads and stuff. And I was like, I'm keeping these in a box. I have a container where I can keep it. It ain't fireproof, so I hope don't nothing burn down because it is very much Rubbermaid plastic rubber shit. Anyway, I was like, I'm just gonna write down all of these things that I'm feeling. Take these screenshots of these pictures. I got screenshots, receipts, proof. Everything, because so much life has happened in the span of the past 2 weeks. I've got to use this for something. Last time I had a moment like this, you know what happened? Cocktales was born. So I know I'm on the brink of something.
Come on.
I'm just gonna.
You know when we
Oh, Jesus.
okay?
Oh, The idea tried to come out too early. It's not ready yet. Okay. When we what?
You know how when we were like talking on the show and we're like, I was going through this and I was going through that. And normally we're normally like open about dating and relationship stuff. Are you ever like, I want to tell y'all what I'm going through, but never mind?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I was thinking. Cause I was like, I be wanting to tell the listeners, cause I do think like when you're an open person, like I'm pretty open, but it's so interesting because I think we're at a point now where it's like when you receive enough, like we said, like people be negative and mean opinions, and you be like, one thing I don't like about the internet is like people try to act like in the comments you haven't been through some life. I don't even care if I know you or not. Everybody has been through something, and you'll continue to go through different things, come out or not come out. And it's really interesting because I was thinking about it. I was like, do we open up to the listeners about like these moments? And then I was like, yeah, no.
I feel you. I'll say for me, something that I've been trying to be more conscious of, sometimes I do want to share stuff, but I have a habit that I would like to break. It happens in my real life and it happens on the show. Oversharing, but not just oversharing. Sharing, and it's like, you're not the only person in the story. And you sharing this experience is changing somebody's view of other people or another person. It's not just your business. This isn't about people you've thrown away. Now, if you a throwaway, I will say it because girl fuck you or boy fuck you, whatever. Like I'm done, so I don't care.
So much like that when it's going to include somebody else's business.
But I mean, not their business. It's my life, but it's an interaction that happened with somebody else. So I guess my point is whenever I'm sharing stuff that I may be going through in my life, maybe it has to do with an interaction or another relationship that I have. And when I'm sharing, it may be coming from frustration. And when it's coming from frustration, it feels like venting. And now it's tainting. But of course, because I'm in my mode of, I want to share this just from my perspective. I don't care about looking at everybody's perspective because this is how I see it. If I'm really trying to like get to a point of help and not entertain and talk shit or whatever, then we can look at the other person and how they may feel, but they're not here. So it doesn't matter. And being more aware of how that affects other people affects what I want to share, because sometimes it's like, it's a moment. And it could be fleeting and I just want to let it out. But it's like, even though it feels like a journal or it has felt like a journal at some point, it's like, but it's an open journal that other people get to see and it's hurting people. So do you really want to hurt somebody because you're feeling frustrated right now? Maybe, but maybe not. That part. And then, yes, the outside opinions and everybody trying to preach to you like they know a full anything. And it's like, nobody knows anything but me. It's my life. Everybody only knows what they witness or what I choose to share. And then it's still an outside person looking in. Yeah. You know? So it's like hard.
It is hard, but I'll be wanting to know, like, do other people go through this? Like, without saying what happened. Remember when we talked the other day and I was crying and I told you what I told you? And it was like, I thought about it and I wrote about it and I've spoken to other people about what I told you. And it was so interesting how many people said, oh my gosh, like I would never even tell anybody that I've done that same thing. And I was like, and it would be certain, I'm sitting here saying I don't like when people are like, I would never say it out loud, but in my mind I was like, oh my gosh, like one of my girlfriends, she told me, she was like, oh girl, she was like, one time life got really bad and I went to a mental institution. I was this close to checking myself in. And I was sitting there like, really?
Did I know you then? Like,
I knew her then. And just like the amount of people that go through so many things and you really do feel like you're alone when you're really not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I more so was just talking about like, sometimes I do wonder with our listeners, like I've gotten very vulnerable with like relationship stuff, definitely sex, definitely booty holes. And when it comes to like sometimes mental health,
what you're going through,
what you're actually going through, I don't open up about that part. And most people don't. And it's like, But you don't really know like who you could be helping, but it's a very thin line.
It is, because it's like you want to help somebody, but it's like I recognize I'm too fragile because I cannot handle any opinions, any critiques, any feedback that isn't uplifting. The smallest thing could break me. And I am not willing to put myself on the line to be totally broken, to be at the point where I can't be here anymore. So I'm taking myself out, or I am scared of what I would do to myself, so I have to check myself in. I'm not willing to do that for a podcast.
When Kid Fury talked about it on, so I really thought it was admirable. Remember when
I listened.
I didn't listen. I just remember it was
show.
People were posting about it, and he was really like, I'm not about to do this with you. Like, I can't. I'm going through mental stuff, and I gotta go.
I feel, and now I got 8 nails. But yes, when he did that, 8 it came off. Okay. When he did that, I thought it was so admirable.
Oh my God.
And I was so shocked not because I couldn't see it happening, right? But because even in this state, you're still sharing. And because I listened to that show and they've talked a lot about mental health for years and years. I mean, Crystal went to school to study psychology to help, and she's been through her own thing. If you've never listened to the read, you're missing out. Please listen. But it's just like, you still were brave enough to share that. And I don't know if it was something he felt like would help him, because sometimes you do things so it's like, you can't get help, you can't get that. Or if he just was like, oh, well, I know that this could help somebody, something in the back of your head. I think it's admirable. I agree with you on that. That was wild.
That was wild. I was talking to my aunt.
I'm too weak.
I'm a little too weak. I'm working on getting stronger. I was talking to my aunt, and she was telling me, she was like, I want you to remember something. She was like, even when you ask people for advice, or when you're talking to people and people give you unsolicited advice or their opinions or whatever, I am pretty open with most things on the show, but then like in my outside world, I don't mind letting you know what the people that are close to me, or if it's going to affect you, like what I got going on. And because that's important. It's like, that's fair. And my aunt was like, but you have to remember, everybody's not like that. And she was like, people are not going to tell you the worst of the worst and the best of the best. They're going to tell you someplace in the middle. And she was like, you always have to remember that. So when people it's almost like when you ask somebody for advice, or you tell somebody what you're going through, and then they're like, well, this is probably what you should do. And it's like, yeah, but you've been through some rough moments too, and you didn't do what you're telling me to do right now. It's more so it just feels good. Sometimes it just feels good to be in the position to give somebody advice, if that makes sense, where you're not giving the advice from a space where it's like letting me know I've been there too. I don't know. When my aunt said that, it was just like, she was like, I just want you to know, even me, she was like, I'm not going to tell you the worst of the worst that has happened in my relationship, or the best of the best. I'm going to find what makes sense to tell you. So remember to like try to make your own decisions. And it goes back to like what we were talking about on last week's episode with Veronica, that wholeness, and how sometimes it comes back up in this weird way where you thought you were whole and you weren't. And different things point that out in you, or bring it out in you. And it's just a constant work that is really, it is exhausting.
Having to look at yourself, at every piece of yourself that you can't cover up and hide and mask, or any of that, is difficult. I get what you mean about, people won't come from a certain place. Sometimes I like to remind people, because I get what you mean. I don't know how to say it either.
I don't know how to say it.
But I get what you mean, because sometimes I find when I'm giving advice, if I do offer advice, because sometimes I'm like, ooh, girl, I don't know. And that's it. I don't have nothing for you. But when I do give somebody advice, whether I've been through it or not, sure, sometimes I'm giving advice and I did not make that decision. Now, I've been trying to make sure I say, I've been through that. I didn't do it. I wish I would have done this. Maybe you could try this because this is what I'm seeing. Or I think this might work better for you and what you want. But when I give advice, chill out.
I heard it too, Whitley. That's why I was like, but then I realized, okay,
it's just Warren moving stuff. But whenever I am giving advice, if I take the time to think about what you're saying and listen to you and give you advice, whether you're a listener, a friend, anybody, I am honestly going to look out for what I think is your best interest. Not what I want, not what I just want for you. And I wish you would change your life and be like this. But I really try to give advice for what I think that you need based on what you've shared with what you want. Now, the listeners, it's only so much. That's why sometimes I'll be wanting a little bit more detail. It's hard. But people in my life, it's like, okay, well, you said this and you said this. And I'm trying to pull it all together because I really do care. And I don't make great decisions. Sometimes I know I'm making a bad decision. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do it for the fun of it. I get bored and I've got to find a new hobby. But other times it's like, let people know that, because maybe when you don't, it gives them the wrong idea about where you're coming from. And that's all in coming with an overall theme of being more vulnerable. You got to share that. Maybe you don't want to share that. I know sometimes I don't want to share shit with people. I don't know how they'll take it. I don't know how they'll perceive me. I don't often think about looking weak because I've looked weak in front of people for so long.
Really?
Yes, really. Absolutely. And it's just like, oh, well, I mean, like, you've seen me in some pretty shitty
But I
situations.
think that's when it's important when, like, you look at your community. I was talking to my sister about this the other day, because sometimes you need the people around you to remind you, even in your weak moments, like, really to, like, to talk your shit for you. Because I want to tell you, little Missy, I am so proud of you for this new job. And
Thank you.
And you are proud of yourself. I know it. Don't be have the nerves. But Kiki, when I tell you, you are more than worthy and capable of doing whatever it is that you're doing for the show and making it pop just like Cocktales. I've been reading Power Moves by Sarah Jakes, and she talks about how you can be powerful in one area. Like, in this arena, you're powerful. And you can take that same power and apply it to what you're doing now and make it pop 21 more times.
I hope so.
You
they got
it.
a budget, so it's gonna be so much.
You got it. You about to be the standout.
So.
Like,
but it's scary. Like, anything new for me is always scary. Doesn't matter what it is. And I'm like, how many times have I been on the brink of something like this and talked myself out of it?
Ooh.
I know it's happened before, and it took some confidence building. I'll tell you this. We were having a budget meeting.
You were having a what?
A budget meeting.
Okay.
And I wasn't quite sure how things were going to go, or like who's leading this meeting, who's supposed to do what, how does this work? Like, this is very different. It has been so long since I have worked in like a professional setting with new people. I was going to say something shady. It just comes so naturally. I won't. But it's been
already
so
in your eyes,
long.
you said.
See? Y'all see me working on me? It has been so long, and it's very different. So anyway, we got to have this budget meeting. I was stressed.
Stressed because you didn't know if you had the knowledge to do it? Or
I knew I had but I was like, is this good enough? Is this going to be right? Am I going to be thorough enough? So I was stressed. And then I was trying not to let anybody know I was stressed because I didn't want anybody to rethink things. And this is still contract side, so I'm still nervous. Like, they can be like, never mind. So someone sends me like what they have been working on. And I was like, oh, this is very different than what I have, in that nothing was wrong with what she did. It was just like, okay, I'm stressed about stuff. I'm putting in formulas and shit. And this is like very straight and to the point. Maybe I'm doing too much. Then I have another meeting at the radio, and there's something about, somebody was telling somebody else they were doing too much. So then I was like in my head about it and I was overthinking. And I was like, fuck it, stop. Just do how would you want it to be done if this was your thing and you were the big boss? What would you want somebody to present to you? Do that and stay in that. And if it's not right, they're going to tell you. And if it is right, you can relax. But I was still nervous. Do you know that meeting was all of 6 minutes long? I was prepared for an hour. I've been stressing. I was practicing in the mirror how I was going to talk about stuff, how to justify stuff. I had done all this stuff. I had figured out all these fucking formulas from sheet to sheet. I had formulas going where if I changed a number on sheet 1 that I had renamed, it was going to change on the last sheet. It had notes. Things was color coded. I mean, I was an Excel mama, okay? And I got a D in accounting. And I took business law 3 times, never passed. So I had to change my minor. So it was just, he was like, everything looks great. It looks great. And I was like, are you kidding me? Why were you doing that to yourself? But that's me. But it also reminded me, I feel the same way. I remember when we had our first live show, I cried sitting on the side of the stage. And I was like, bitch, what you crying for? It's time to go out there. You about to mess up your makeup? You done got your makeup done? Barkia beat the fuck out of both of our faces. And I'm about to cry. But I was just like, you know, you can think about something. You can dream about something. But when it happens, the nerves. But it was like, it was appreciative tears. But I was still nervous. And I didn't have a voice. That was the time. But I always get nervous. But it lets me know I'm excited. It's like an anxious in a positive way. But that is so uncomfortable. And then it's hard to tell people that. And it's like, I can't tell none of them that. I mean, they're going to hear it now. But I couldn't tell them I was nervous and scared.
Do they listen to the show?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that.
That's how they found me.
I love it.
And so it's just like, but it's nice. It's nice to feel like you can do something in a creative space that's different. You can still do it. It's like, okay, you're not a one-trick pony. You can't do something else. Stop being scared. Because I be scared of everything, y'all. Everything. And I hate that for me, but it's a part of it. I'm sure many people can relate. It's hard. And like being in rooms with people who like, I already follow you on Instagram. I know who you are. I've looked you up on LinkedIn 11 times from an incognito window.
Let me. I had a moment like this, Kiki, and I literally was like, so y'all know I've been going to live in Atlanta, and I joined a church group, 2 of them. One of them is an arts and craft one, which is so much fun.
What y'all be making?
I've only been able to make it to one group, and it was last week, but we made little reefs like for the door handles. And the other one that I go to, it's a business group, and I go every Monday night. When I tell you I love it, I love them people down, and it has just been such a great experience and a different type of community. But the arts and craft one, I went, and immediately like we started talking about like things that we were going through, and I'm just gonna be an open book here. And like in moments in areas like that, it's just like there's so many different Medinahs, like, and they're all me, but you just, if it's depending on the space, you just don't know which one you're gonna get. And so they got like the vulnerable Medinah, like, and I'm saying like exactly what I'm going through, and just like it feels so good to be around this community. And one of the girls was like, I listened to the show, and I was like,
at church? Is that how you were feeling?
No, I was like, oh my God, how I'm sitting here like I'm not gonna tell them the thing. And it's like, please be a good person. Please be a good. It was just like a moment where like, the fear sometimes it'd be in me because of the show, honestly. Like when you get into the real world of just like, I'm not like this. Is it the attention? It's not the attention, it's the assumptions. And I think that's weird to do. I don't do that to people. I don't even look at Beyonce and assume that she doesn't have problems or struggles just because she's Beyonce. And I think that people, just like how we've been saying in last week's episode, the internet is not real. Like everybody's showing you what we would like to show you. You don't know what we cry about. You don't know what we're struggling with. You don't know what our prayers are. You don't know what dreams didn't come true. You know what I mean? And so like when you really let that wall down and let somebody know who knows you is different, because they do be like, yeah, that's not, if you don't know Medinah and Kiki outside of Cocktales, you don't know who they really are, the essence of them. Not that we're faking it, but it's just different.
It's like very focused on one little piece.
Yeah.
And that gets amplified. But it's like, do y'all think that we go home and talk about this all day? Like, no, we're not having gender wars at home.
No.
I'm looking at puppy videos.
I'm listening to
Amazon
Abraham
finds.
Hicks and Neville Goddard and trying to learn about conscious and subconscious.
I am listening to high frequency vibrations for ADHD so
I
can
am
stay
at
focused on my
Pike's Place walking around with the old white ladies.
The nursery?
Yeah, I love just walking around there. I'm not at the club. Like, it's like, y'all.
When the people was asking me about the club, I'm like, you haven't checked in. Your wife was just here. I know she told you we were in the house watching from.
Yeah.
Eating food.
I met a young lady, shout out to Regina. She listens to the show. She came to Iceland, and when I'm on my retreats, I am very submerged in the people, because the type of people that are attracted to my retreats, it makes so much sense. And so we went out one night, not out, we were going to try some whale. And she was like, we grabbed a taxi on the way back, and she was like, I just didn't think you were going to be like this. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like nice. And I said, let me ask you something. Do I give off? Like, am I giving off a vibe that I'm not nice? She was like, no, but that's just how like the Instagram people are. I just didn't think you were going to be like this. Like, you really want to be around us. I was like, yeah, girl, I want friends. Like, I like connection. I like listening to people's stories in a real way, not to like, I like to connect and like I want to know you. You want to know me? I want to know you. Like what you thinking? You happy? On a scale from 1 to 10, how you feeling? Is that man treating you right? Like I truly want to know that about people. And so it feels so good when you meet people like that and you get to really show them your essence. And so sometimes when you do it though, I wasn't expecting someone to be like, I listened to the show. And it's like, please don't be like, let me tell y'all what she really going through on here talking shit. Anyways, it was just, I've been having just so many different moments in life where it's like, one day I will tell y'all, I promise. One day when I get a little bit through some of it.
Well, I ain't promising y'all nothing. This is what you gonna get. I don't know. Cause y'all be like, y'all be trying to kick people in nuts that I don't even have. You know, it's just like, God damn. Can I breathe? Makes you want to shut down, but I ain't shut down yet. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard opening up. I know people always say, give people grace. It sounds good, right? But maybe you should do it. Maybe you should think about a time when you wish somebody would have given you that. Or maybe just outside of that, think about like anyone that you love in your life. Any friend, any family member, and think about when's the last time you called them without telling them anything about your life, not to be secretive, but so that you can really talk to them and see what they're going through. Maybe try that. I was talking to a friend and he was venting to me about another friend that he has. And he was like, he forgets my birthday all the time, every year. And it's always an excuse. It's never oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. It's, well, I forgot this person's too. And just like very dismissive things like that. And it's like every time you call me, you're in the car. So you're bored because you're sitting in traffic. It's like you don't care. Maybe if you do care about people and you found, I do kind of do that thing. Maybe use this as a time to check in with people and listen. Don't do it when you can't pay attention and you're not open, but do it and like check in on your people. Whether you think that they're not going through something or not. Sometimes people don't want to just open up. But all it takes is to ask and they are ready to share, but they think nobody cares. So I would challenge you to do that. I can't tell you how many times somebody has done that with me.
Now you cry. You're like, oh my God, I just needed
somebody said, how are you? Honestly, I'm not good. And nobody's asked me how I'm doing in 5 fucking weeks. And I need to let this out. And this probably isn't what you meant. You thought I was going to say fine, but I'm not fine.
I'm not fine, and I need you to know.
Who had that song? It's okay not to be okay. Is that Andrew Day? It's okay not to be okay. Somebody from Europe. I can't sing, so I don't want to hurt y'all ears, but I don't know. Somebody said it's okay not to be okay, and they got a song. Or is it Jessie J? I don't know. Now I got to look it up. I'm going to listen to it in the car ride home. Look it up. It's a good song. If you're going through something, listen to it. It's okay not to be okay. I think she has a good message in there. If not, like, just go to somebody else. But it'll be in there. During the time. Did we have an advice?
We did. Did you want to do weird sex? Or
no, I was just going to skip it this week. We were just having a vulnerable moment.
We were. Okay. All right, y'all. We know that it's cuffing season, or maybe cuffing season already started. The point is, I know that those little vaginas have been working really hard, and it's time to take it to the spa, ladies. Yes, a vaginal spa. And I'm talking about VB Health. They are probiotics, prebiotics that you use for vaginal health. And since we have a sex podcast, a sex positive podcast, we always have to remind you, ladies, to take care of those nannies, whatever you want to call it, a punani, a nanny, your little kitty cat. You have to take care of that thing. You got to make sure that it's getting juicy, the right amount of juice. You know what I mean? So you got to take those probiotics and prebiotics. I absolutely love VB Health. They're affordable. They are made by doctors. That always stands out to me because vaginal health is very important and it's sensitive. So you want to make sure that people creating it know what they're doing.
Exactly. So if you want to make every encounter slipperier, sexier, and downright sensational, it's time to get soaking wet and keep those good times coming, literally. And the best part, Soaking Wet is formulated by medical doctors at VB Health. So if you just visit soakingwet.com and use code Cocktales, COCKTALES, you'll get 10% off, or you can just click the link in the episode description below. Okay, let me give y'all some advice real quick. Okay, so, hey ladies, I love y'all so much. Love you right back. About a year ago, I joined this friendship group. A romantic interest, someone he lived with. Why
is everything in parentheses?
So many, and I'm confused. Okay. About a year ago, I joined this friend group. A romantic, he was helping out a romantic interest. I don't know. Somebody's got a romantic interest, comma, someone he lived with.
Why is it so
parentheses
much
in another
supposed to be a thought? Or what?
Okay, wait. It's in the middle. Okay. A romantic interest, someone he lived with, his brother and a girl. That's the friend group.
Okay.
So the someone he lived with is somebody he was helping out.
The homegirl.
And then his brother and the girl, but the girl is not the brother's girlfriend. It's the homegirl. Okay, got it. They were right. It's just, I guess, the way it was broken up. I'm sorry, girl. I didn't mean to go off on you like that. Anyway, we all had a great time together, and I ended up matching homegirl with my romantic interest's brother. Fast forward, I feel like with the person my romantic interest was helping out, who he was also sleeping with, that created a dent in in somebody's romantic interest relationship. So for a while, it was just me, my romantic interest brother, and homegirl. Girl, you should have gave us some fake names. We were confusion. Ooh, okay. There were a lot of nuances in this relationship, but I'll skip because I'm trying to keep this as short as possible.
Are you?
Fast forward to homegirl's birthday. She wanted to invite my romantic interest, who I had not seen in a long time, and the one I fell out with. I wasn't cool with it, but I decided to go along because she made my birthday really special, so I wanted to do the same for her. Here we go. This damn birthday is going to be the death of all friendships. During the party, she kissed my romantic interest and was very touchy-feely with him. She later said, it was a game. My romantic interest brother, who she was in a situationship with, was not happy about this and clinged to me for the rest of the night. Not you a rebound that quick. I think he was trying to get with me since his girl was moving mad weird, I guess. But I was too in my head to notice the signs till after the party. Probably too drunk too. Oh yeah, that's where the confusion comes in. Fast forward. I fell out with my romantic interest brother and homegirl because of some weak ass shit. I know what you're gonna say. Why you falling out with everybody? I was gonna say, girl, what was you writing? But
yeah.
Okay.
What is the name?
Right. Okay. I know the role I played in each of these fallouts. I've sat with it and done most of the work. The takeaway was that they did not align with what I wanted in friends, and they were too messy. Plus, homegirl was a real bitch. Now to the advice. In a couple of weeks, I moved to a new city and my life will change for the better. I've made so much progress in my looks, material things, career-wise, and my aura in general. Well, I don't know if aura is going to go with those things, but all right, girl, I'm going to ride with you. But I can't shake off the thought of reaching out to my romantic interests. I'm not looking for anything serious. I just want him to experience me before I move, just for the plot. Are you writing a movie or book?
Are you okay?
No. I know if I text him, he would want to see me. Maybe this is the Aries in me who does not handle rejection well. Well, absolutely. Because, girl, what? I feel like I need to have the last word. I know he'll be in shock when he sees me because the difference is very clear. You got some work done? Because that's what it's giving. Because she said, that's all right. You had your, The plan is get him hooked and dipped. I know these thoughts are crazy. They are. But I can't shake them off. What do I do? By the way, I'm 24, so this ain't some deep shit like that for real. Girl, let the shit go.
She's 24. She gonna do it.
She is. I don't know why you wrote in, and I don't know when you sent this. Honestly, girl, what? You want to get your... He played you at a party or whatever was going on. I'm a little confused. And he just wasn't feeling you. And now you feel like because you're looking better, you want to do to him what he did you, and then what? Ask yourself that. And then what?
Yeah.
You think he's gonna be laying awake thinking about you?
Men don't work like that because I'm trying to think about times when I was. She's 24, so she is gonna do it. We know you're gonna do it, sis. And I just don't know how you're gonna be feeling afterwards because you're gonna have sex and he's gonna be like, "That's what I wanted."
Right. Free pussy. I don't think you should do it because, I mean, I'm just going to tell you what I think you should hear. We got an idea what you're going to do or what you already did by this point.
Did.
But I want you to sit with this. What were the lasting effects of that interaction?
Mm-hmm.
And you're talking about your aura. That's kind of something other people got to see and tell you what they think. Whitley don't like it. And she feels it. And she's a vibe checker. Because she's not nice to everybody. She was nice to our last guest. She was very excited to see Medinah and everybody today. But somebody's vibe is throwing her off. And I think it's this nigga you trying to put that pussy on. And you need to stop.
Yeah.
Because Willie don't like that. Like, somebody delivered some stuff to the house today. And she was not feeling it. But the maintenance man was there too. And he's not normally there. And she was nice to him. And I was like, see, she peeps vibes. It's some people that she's seen that I've had dealings with in the past.
And she'd be like,
and she cannot stand them. And I said, my girl knows. That's why sometimes she just got to go with me places. Because I need you to let me know what's up. She ain't going to do nothing. Mm-hmm. She's not going to fight. She going to run up and climb up my arms. And I've got to protect us both. But at least she's going to warn me. And she's trying to warn you. Dogs be knowing.
The only advice I have for you, good sis, is do what's going to make you feel good. So if that's going to make you feel good, do it.
Buy a vibrator, girl, and move on with your life. Anyway, if you guys want advice, you can email us advice@cocktalespod.com.
Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe.
Okay, you got a cocktail?
Okay, you know what? Let me go to the other cocktail from Veronica's episode, because since her little cocktail. Okay.
I was confused.
I was a little confused too.
Okay.
Okay. This cocktail is titled Putting Myself Back Out There. Hey, Kiki and Medinah. I love the growth, the outfits per episode, and the wisdom over the years. Faithful listeners since the beginning, and I love y'all dearly. Let's get into it. I'm recently divorced, and I decided to spin the block on some D from college to relearn my body with someone I actually felt like I could be myself around.
Okay.
I like the way she put that.
Relearn my body.
Mm-hmm. I was in my head relearning your body. Could you imagine having to relearn your body with someone else now when you've been having sex with the same person for a minute?
Yeah. I probably shouldn't have said that. Yeah. I don't even be having sex like that. I can't tell y'all last time I had sex. Maybe my birthday this November. I'll tell y'all, this shop closed down.
Is that something that happens in your 30s?
I don't think it was that. I mean, I'm well into my 30s, girl. If I'm being honest, I forget how old I am. I don't know if I'm 34 or 40.
Okay. Today I really didn't know if I was. Never mind. Okay. I was in my head a couple of days leading up to my dick appointment. So I said, what would Kiki and Medinah do? That sounds like that need to be on a shirt.
Right?
What would Kiki and Medinah do? I pulled up in some sexy lingerie under a sundress with my I'm curious to know cards in my purse. I wonder what episode you on. What episode you on? That Kiki and Medinah was living.
Okay, I need to go re-listen to it. Revive my life.
What they would do. Mm-hmm. We're sitting on the couch making small talk, and all I kept thinking was, the dick really hitting in college, or was it convenient?
Mm-hmm.
I confidently pull the cards out of my purse, and we get to laughing, reminiscing, and answering the questions per card. It's a great game, y'all. Go order it. I'm curious to know.com. Then voila. Would you like to end this game and have sex? That card came up.
I love that one.
I love that one. And if you don't want to ask it, just skip it. Then I looked at him and said, oh, of course.
Mm-hmm.
We make our way to the bed. I let my dress drop to my feet, revealing my lace one piece. He takes my double D's and starts licking and kissing my collarbone, neck, my lips. He lays down on the bed and props me up on his face and goes to work. Mm-hmm. The head was so good, sucking my clit, gently going in and out with his thumb in my butt, whispering, damn girl, you taste so good. Ooh. I'm moaning, trying not to slip up and say my ex-husband's name out of habit. I faintly let out, oh yes. No, you sometimes, back in the day, you really did have to be like, oh.
That's why pet names are a thing. Yes, baby.
Now it's my time to shine. I started giving him head and he's moaning, grabbing my hair, telling me he loves how sloppy I'm getting with it. He puts on a condom and slides it in. The initial slip took my breath away. Long, hard, and thick. That man started talking in my ear in missionary so good. I thought about all the nasty shit I want to do in the future.
Ooh.
You gonna cream on daddy's dick? Oh shit, this pussy is so wet, just like I remember. He turns me around and was balls deep while choking me doggy style, saying, relax, I'm gonna take good care of you. Y'all, the way that man made my body feel was worth the wait. He finished 7 to 10 minutes later. He cleaned up and he walked me to my car and told me to call him at any time if I needed some dick. I will be taking that man up on his offer. 6 months celibacy tossed just like my salad. I love that he walked her to the car because I really do hate when girls tell me stuff and it's like, you just walked out there in the middle of the night alone?
Like a thief in the night.
That's wild. He just at the door like, all right then. What?
Or sleep.
You can't at least walk me to my car?
I'm glad you got your salad tossed, your back broke, and your confidence restored.
Me
Sounds
too.
like you had a good time. And relearning your body wasn't so bad. You hear that, ladies who are on the brink of scared to leave something old?
And this all started with a little curious, I'm curious to know.
So get that too. My auntie took that on her trip with her new man.
Who did?
Sean. Oh! I said, I know that's right. It's in the Facebook post. I said, that's right, girl. Thank you. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for listening this week. Thank you guys for sending the advice and the emails and everything. And drop a comment, whether you're watching this on a clip or the full episode, and let us know what you think. And if you can relate to anything that we were talking about today, what y'all going through?
Yeah.
We want to know. Maybe we can all relate and kumbaya together.
That would be amazing. I want to let everybody know if you want to kumbaya with me in Costa Rica, go to paradiseandvibe.com. Tell them I sent you. Elizabeth Gilbert will be there. So if you missed our live, then you have a chance to really kumbaya with her. She's an amazing kumbaya person to kumbaya with. So join me in Costa Rica, December 28th through January 3rd. I think those are the dates. We'll be there for New Year's Eve and it'll be amazing.
And if you guys want to travel with me, make sure you click the link in the description box. We are going to Curacao March 19th through the 23rd. There's only a few spots left because there's a limited number of seats, but we've got a private yacht day with a chef on board, open bar. We're going to take a Caribbean cooking class. We're going to do some different activities. We're going to go to some beach clubs. We're going to put our toes in the sand. We're going to make some new friends and have a good time. I do not know. Several girls have DM'd me. Are there any fine men coming? I'm going to be honest. It's only women that's going as of right now.
For some reason, men don't go on retreats and they need to.
Okay, because y'all don't like to plan shit. No way. Come. Shit's planned out. It's already done. Put your deposit down. Make your payments or just pay it all in full. That would be easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, I don't know. But I was there before. I've been and seen the land. They're there. They eat food. They're tall. Y'all come see what Curacao talk about. We're gonna have a good time.
I was gonna say something else. What was I gonna say? It was I made a comment and I was like, I'm trying my hand at matchmaking and women, I love women. Women have really been sending their little profiles and pictures and they're beautiful women. I need men. I need men. If you yourself are a man listening to this and you have a single guy friend and he wants to meet a woman, send him to me. You don't gotta say anything else. Just send him to me and I'll reach out and talk. If you're a lady listening to this, you got a brother who's single and he's a good catch, or kind of send him to just send me.
Yeah, I was trying to think about good catches. I don't.
Yeah, just DM them and
I ain't trying to ruin no lives.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I'm gonna keep my eyes open though. You just never know.
Yeah, send them so we can start trying. I got a whole little list going with the women, and it's well, unless you're a lesbian, I can't help y'all right now.
Well, any of y'all gay? Maybe we just match them up.
Yeah,
you want to try it?
Anyways, y'all, it's been real. Thank you for listening.
We'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Bye. 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 Population. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. Sweet on the dry. Bye. Bye. Bye.